Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, April 27th, 2021 and this is my FlossTube number 17. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by, and if you like what I show, what I talk about, what I ramble on about, please hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it, and if you are returning, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. So what's everybody been working on? I've been working on the same old, same old. I have plans for Mania, and I think I'm going to talk about those first because I didn't write them on my notes, and if I don't talk about them now, I will forget. Mania plans. My birthday is May 30th, the end of May, and May has always been my month. Growing up, my parents would, they didn't make a big deal of birthdays, but, it was my month, except for Mother's Day. May was my month. And so when I got married and, had kids, May was my month. My daughter's birthday is May 17th, and I tell her that she has one day, and the rest are mine. And I tell her when she moves out, she can have the whole month if she wants. But anyway, so May is my month. So I was thinking about what was I going to do for Mania, and I'm looking at everybody else's plans, and there's Mirabilia May, and there's the regular Mania like it was traditionally done, and then there's people that are doing Maysania, where they're basically going to do like more of a monogamous May, or maybe just a few things, not going to start a whole lot and get overwhelmed. So I just sat there and I was like, what am I going to do for May? And I just decided that I'm going to wake up every morning, and whatever I feel like stitching, I will stitch. If I want to start something, I will start something. At the beginning of the year, I tried to make a stitching schedule, and I don't stick with it because I'll wake up and I don't want to stitch a red sampler on Monday. I want to stitch something else. So I threw that schedule in the trash where it belonged, and I am just stitching whatever I feel like it. I stay home, I have time, and if I just don't feel like stitching something, I just don't want to have to stitch it. If there's a emergency or another plan that comes up, I don't want to say, oh, but I have to stitch, I like being flexible. So that's my May plan. I'm going to stitch whatever I feel like it. Kind of like I do the rest of the month for my birthday. But anyway, so that is my May plans, is I'm just going to wake up and see what I want to do. So I know it's not very exciting, and I don't have anything to show you. Well, I do have something I'll show you later on in the video that will probably work its way into my May plans. I might pull out Pandemic. I'm thinking about pulling out Pandemic. I miss stitching on it, and I pulled it out the other day to look at something, and I was like, gosh, I missed that. I need to finish that. I need to work on that. So I might actually pull out Pandemic in May, and just whatever I feel like stitching. So let's get into my whips. What have I been working on? I'm still working on America by Calico Confectionery. I have not. It's a fun stitch. It's enjoyable, but it's a slow stitch for me. I'm not good with letters. I fudge a lot because I make a lot of mistakes and I don't notice until it's too late. And so this you kind of really can't fudge a whole lot. But I'm enjoying it. It's very pretty. I'm enjoying the colors. I am using, I don't know, 18, 20 count, Ada Not Sure, that I coffee tea dye myself. And I am using thrift store floss. And that's usually what I use for my smalls, is my thrift store floss. So that's it right there. I did the heart. I finished the bottom swags, and I started on the letters, and I wrote out the word land. And I'm enjoying it. I like the way it looks. And I just remembered that I forgot to pull something here that I'm going to have to pause later on, and hopefully I remember to go get it. But anyway. Americana April's almost over, and I've stitched 2 things. Hold on. I'm back. Okay, so Americana April's almost over, and I've stitched 2 of the 5 things that I had planned, which is okay. I'm okay with that because I'll probably pick them up again in July. or maybe even June. I haven't decided. July, I think I want to work on some Christmas ornaments. So I don't know. We'll see. But that was part of my Americana April. And then I'm working on Joyeux Noel. This is a free pattern on the Aurifil website. It is designed by Susan Ake. I hate the chart. I love the design. But I'm plugging along. I started on my mom's birthday, March 19th. And I'm hoping, which I doubt very seriously will happen, that I will finish it by my birthday, May 30th. So, you know, I think I'm going to keep it in the rotation. Whatever rotation I have, it's going to be in the little basket. And work on it. I hope to at least work on it once a week after my birthday if I'm not done. I've gotten almost this page done. This page ends about right here. Right there. So that's what I've gotten done. And there are some fudging. Like I said, I fudge a lot because I make mistakes and I don't like to rip out, which I think is why I like designs like this, because I can say, oh, well, it's a little off, it'll work. So this is what I've gotten done. I am sticking with four main colors, and that is one gray, one red, one green, and one gold. She's got several, and if you've watched me before, you'll know that the chart, it is very, very hard to determine the difference between the 3 or 4 different reds that she has. And so I've just chosen one red. I am using DMC. I did a DMC conversion because it is using Aurifil and I don't have any Aurifil. And so I'm just using a DMC conversion that I found and just kind of winging it as I go along. I'm almost done with the first page. I'm hoping to finish the first page and maybe start the second page before the week ends. So there you go. Joyeux Noel. I'm working on the Serendipity Charity Stitch Along through the Fat Quarter Shop. This is a free pattern on their website, and it is for the Make-A-Wish Foundation in Tennessee. So that's where the money that you donate, they ask you donate through a certain link, and they're keeping track. And I think they're almost at the $100,000 mark. I didn't watch their FlossTube yesterday, so I'm not sure exactly where they are. But I'm trying to get a block done a day. I started a little late because I couldn't stitch on the blue Ada, and then I figured out if I use a light with a piece of paper underneath in a Q-snap, I can do it. And so I'm trying to do a block a day in the hopes that I can catch up doing that. And so last week I think I had 1 or 2 of these left, and then I started this as I had an extra thread. So that's what I've done here. Hopefully next week I can have this row. Well, this week. By next week, hopefully I'll have this row done. And this row may be started. On the 1st, they're going to be releasing the 4th row. So I'd like to at least have the 3rd row started before they really, before then. We'll see. So that is the Serendipity Stitch Along. This is a navy blue Ada that I found in my mom's stash that I inherited. I am using the called for DMCs. And there it is. The Serendipity. And I have one FFO. Sort of. I need to stitch it to the board. I can't think what it's called. Lace it. I need to lace it. I posted it on Instagram. So if you saw it, there it is. I decided to stick with the gold of the frame. It showed, the numbers show up so much better on camera than they do in person. But my husband likes the gold frame, and I do too. I like the gold frame. He brings out the numbers, I think, a little bit better. I think if I don't know. I didn't try a red frame to see if the numbers would pop a little bit more. I don't know. But this is what I did with it. I have decided that I do not like sewing pillows. I should have known that. I sewed pillows when I was in my early 20s for an interior decorator, and I hated it. I don't like sewing pillows at all. At all. So I just decided to frame it. And that's 1776, and I don't have my chart. Samplers and Santas. Santas and Samplers. I think that's who it is. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. So that's my finish, my fully finished. And then I pulled out one of the first projects that I completed when I got back into cross stitching. I got back in around 2018. I did the little ornaments that I think I showed in one of my first videos. And I kind of started a couple other projects that I had. I didn't like any of them. And then I discovered Country House Needleworks, I think. And so I had bought this pattern and I stitched it. And so since it kind of goes with all my July things, I thought I would show this. We're cleaning out my sewing room, and I'll go into that in a little bit. But and I discovered it just in the bag with the pattern and the floss. And this is 14 count that I coffee tea dyed, and I want to say I used the call for DMCs using the conversion. So that is July. So I was watching Lori Holt, and I love her little design boards, but her little miniature ones that she uses for cross stitch. I stitch on the sofa, and so I usually have my floss kind of just in little piles on the sofa. And so if I get up, they fall, or, you know, they stick to the sofa, or we don't have cats, you know, so thank God they don't get taken. And I want to make some of those design boards, but I am not good with a glue gun. I'm not a crafty person. I like working with my hands, but when it comes to glue guns and stuff like that, I'm not real good at it. So I was thinking, how hard would it be for me to make a fabric one? And then I was watching, I had it written down and I don't remember who it was, but they mentioned Bitsy Bobs. So I looked them up and I thought, oh, this is what I'm talking about. This is just a fabric little Bitsy board, I think she calls them. Lori Holt, not sure. But anyway, it's a fabric one. And so I was kind of looking in her website, and the night before I saw her website, I was thinking of an idea that I wanted to sew, and I'm like, can this be done? So when the Bitsy Bob was mentioned, I thought, I'm going to go check it out and see what it is. So I put her design, her inspiration design, her design, and my design that I thought about doing together. And I found some fabric in my stash, and I immediately thought of Proverbs 31:22, and I said, I know she's gonna love it. And so I did this. I put this together, and then I did this. So I'll just put a piece of flannel. I had some white flannel, just sewed it on top, and then I put some clear vinyl with my little bobbins that I use. And this is what I am using for Joyeux Noël. So as I use it, I just stick it right here. It stays. I can close that. I need to find my magnets. Like I said, we're cleaning my sewing room, so that I can magnet it closed. I'm not good at snaps. I quilt. I'm a quilter. When it comes to making clothes, I can't do it. And so things like this are kind of out of my comfort zone. I can do it, but like putting snaps on and stuff, So I'm going to use magnets to close it. And then the magnet will serve as a scissor keep and a needle minder. So this is my little design. I was kind of excited. It needs some work. You know, as I made it, I thought of some changes that I want to do, but I think it came out cute. So I need to make some more because I really like this. I can just close it, throw it in my bag, and it's done. I sewed something. So then yesterday I woke up, and you remember my fabric that I used fabric paint on. I let it sit for its couple of days, and I washed it, and it came out good. It's still a little stiff, but I know once I mess with it, it'll be fine. None of the paint came out. So this is one side, and then this is another. It's a little bit lighter. I'm going to be using this side for Stitchy Stars, which I hope to start this weekend. And I think it came out cute. So there we go. The floss, on the other hand, did not come out so well. I'm going to show this to you here. It's got blotches of the brown, you can see, but it definitely did not hold the dye like the fabric did. So using the paint on the floss, it was a bust. So my next try is to see what happens when I dunk it in some fabric dye and bake it and see what happens. So dyeing colored floss didn't work. Not with the paint. Like I said, there's some bits of brown that you can see, and it did wash out. It was super, super stiff, and it's softer now, but it just didn't hold the color like I was hoping it would have. So, bummer. Oh well. So, that's all I've been stitching. You know, I got a little bit of haul, so I went and got something that I want to show y'all, and I'm going to bring it up on the table. I went to my favorite thrift store, and they have frames for 25 cents each. And so I went and I picked up a bunch of frames. Now, some of them I will be painting, some of them I will leave as is. So I picked up this little one. I have some little pieces. Like I said, I've discovered that I think I'd rather just frame everything. And my idea is I have a metal board, and I might show it next week, that I got at Joann's. It looks like an old fridge door. Kind of. Doesn't have the handle, but you know, it's got that rounded shape to it. My thought is to put those super strong magnets on the back of my frames, and then I can just magnetize them on this board according to the seasons. That's my thought. So I need to get my husband to hang that up and see if it'll hold the frames. I won't put the glass, so that'll take away some weight, and I won't put this back part. I'll just use matte board so that that'll also take away some weight from it. So here's another frame. They were all, like I said, they were 25 cents. So, you know, I'll probably paint some. I'll probably leave some. I'll probably paint this one. This one's from the Dollar General, Family Dollar. 25 cents. I probably paid $4 or $5. This one's pretty. This one's heavy, even without the glass and everything. And so, I'm going to see if I can find a little red sampler that'll fit on this. And these were two of my favorite, these two right here. I think this one right here I'm going to use for the Prim from Lori Holt, the little church that I showed y'all a couple weeks ago. And I don't know about this one yet, but I thought these were pretty. And for 25 cents, couldn't beat it. And then I found this, which it needs some repair. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is seeing if I can just put some matte board and do the whole magnet thing on this for, I don't know. These would be cute, I think. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. So that's this one right here. And I also got two more of the wooden bobbins. But I didn't bring those in here, and I don't feel like stopping the video again because I have no idea where I'm at. And then I'm getting back into quilting, which is why we're redoing my sewing room. There's some quilts that I want to make. Traditionally, I'm a very scrappy quilter. I do not like applique, but I've been watching this lady on YouTube that does a really, really cute form of raw-edged applique. And I like Lori Holt's method of applique, so I thought about combining the two, the way the lady does it with Lori Holt's, and making more of a primitive style. She uses very 30s fabrics, and I thought about, I have a lot of Civil War fabrics, reproductions. So I ordered 2 Blackbird design quilt books, and I got this one in the mail. And the other one's coming in today, so you'll have to wait till next week to see it. So I'm kind of excited about it. Also, I'm also getting another Blackbird design cross-stitch book in today or tomorrow. So I was pretty excited about this. It's got, I don't think this one has a cross-stitch design in it. I think that is the one that's coming in today. It does have this, which I'll make, but Anyway, so I'm excited about this. I'm looking for the Home Sweet Home. That's what got me started, is I fell in love with the Home Sweet Home quilt by Blackbird Design. And people are wanting like 60, 70 bucks for that book. And I can't do it. But I really want that book. So if anybody has it, they don't want it anymore, I'll take it. So that was this book that I bought. And then I was on eBay, and many of you know that I'm looking for a certain, what's her name? Paula Vaughn pattern. It's my oldest whip. And it keeps coming up, notification. In fact, I got one this morning. Hey, Summer Breeze is available, $29.99, $19.99, $15.99. I'm like, I'm not paying that at all. So I decided to just search for Paula Vaughn on eBay, just to see what, I mean, there's a ton of them, and you know, her stuff's out of print and people still like them, especially if you're a quilter. They're really pretty. And so I found a listing of 3 patterns, and one of them is this Indiana Gothic. Don't see myself stitching this. It's by Linda Bennett. Never heard of her, but it's a pretty house, but I just don't see myself stitching it. And it came with this. Now this one I like. I love this style of cross stitch, and I found a lady on Etsy that has I don't know if you've heard the Lord bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you and give you peace. That is a song that I used to sing to my son when he was a baby. I sang the old version. There's a new version that I weep every time I hear it because I think of him when he was a baby. And but it's on paper. It's printed on paper. I don't want to do that, but I love the design. It has the scripture on it. But it came with this one. This is so pretty. I love this look. Home Sweet Home. And then I got the 3 patterns. I didn't tell you all this, for $5.99 plus shipping. Summer Breeze. So I was so excited. So I went while we were cleaning up. I told my husband, I said, "Look, there it is. There it is." So I might actually stitch on this for May. I think I might pull it out. It would make him happy. He has been asking me for over 20 years when I'm gonna finish it. So when I showed him this, he was like, "So you gonna finish it now? You gonna finish it?" So I think I am. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna try to work on it, like I said, during May. It's on linen. I haven't stitched on linen since I put this thing away. I have no idea the count. No idea the brand. The store that I used to shop at before I stopped stitching, they would have linen on the bolt, and I would just say, "Hey, I need a piece this big," and they'd cut it, and that was it. I don't even, I have no idea. But it is on my list to work on. It is now officially in my whip pile, my whip basket of things that I want to work on. So I'll probably work on it for May and see where I go with that. So I was so excited. Yay, I didn't have to pay $20 for it. Because I know if I had paid $20 for it, as soon as I would open a box in storage and it would be sitting right on top. I know that's how my life lives. So if I paid $5 for it, then I know that if something happens and it appears in a box, I won't feel like I wasted a ton of money. But I am going to finish this because my husband wants me to. And I love it. I still love her patterns. I still think they're very beautiful. They're just not what I enjoy stitching anymore. I used to love stitching her stuff, but I'm going to finish it. Well, I'm going to work on it. And see how that goes. So anyway, but that's all I have today. I have no idea how long this video is because I have paused y'all a couple of times. But thank you for joining me, and I'll be back next week, and y'all have a great weekend. And if you have Stitch Mania plans, let me know what you're doing for May, whether you're doing a traditional Mania start, whether you're doing Mirabilia May, Mill Hill May, Stitch Sania, whether you're saying May's just another month, I'm not doing anything. Let me know what your plans are, and maybe we can keep each other accountable. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.